These are the 12 strongest kaiju in Kaiju number 8, ranked by power, intelligence, and sheer destruction. Some were wiped out in seconds, others nearly wiped us out. The first one, or the weakest, is number 14. Bro had 8 eyes and still couldn't see the one thing that mattered, the giant bullet coming for his head. 14 was one of the new kaiju made by Kaiju number 9. This thing was specifically designed to counter Mina Ashiro. For something that was supposed to take her down, it didn't last more than a few seconds. It had a fortitude level of 9, could teleport, and even shoot energy beams from its mouth. But Mina defeated this monster with a single shot. Next is Kaiju number 13. It was minding its own business until number 8 showed up. Out of all the new Dai Kaiju, number 13 looked the most like its parent, number 9. Talk about red flags. It showed up with a fortitude level of 9.0, and when it powered up, it rose to 9.2. Not bad on paper for sure. At least number 13 tried to do something before getting erased. Number 14 was built to counter Mina, and it still folded. It made its grand entrance by racing cars. That was before it tried to go full murder mode. It came really close to killing Tachibana and Rin Shinonome, but then Kafka stepped in and just deleted it with a single punch. It is weird how number 13 pulled up with a fortitude level of 9.2 and still got one punched like a low level monster. Next is Kaiju number 4. The weapon forged from this kaiju was haunted by the ghost of its previous user. Not much is known about Kaiju number 4, but what we do know is that it was one of the fastest kaiju when it was alive. After being turned into a numbered weapon, the suit retained the speed boost. It also gave its user the ability to sprout wings and fly at high speeds, basically turning them into a jet-powered death machine. But here's the creepy part. Kaiju number 4 also retained a memory of Jikari Shinomiya, Kikuru's mom. Kikuru's weapon has more personality than most living kaiju. So when Kikuru used the weapon, she could actually see her mom's ghost appearing through the weapon. Kikuru used this to improve her own abilities by trying to copy what the ghost did. So yes, the thing didn't just carry power, it carried baggage. Next up is Kaiju number 10. Imagine having an ego so big it refuses to die even after dying. That's number 10 for you. Dead, weaponized, and still trash talking. Number 10 trash talked Hoshino while beating him up. This guy started off as one of number 9's prototypes, but after getting defeated he was turned into a numbers weapon. Unlike most of the others, number 10 wanted it. He literally asked to be turned into a weapon just so he could keep fighting. In my opinion, he was a real artist. Number 10 was more devoted to violence than number 9's entire army. In battle, number 10 packed some serious heat, devastating punches, insane raw strength, and a super durable core. On top of that, he could command smaller kaiju like some twisted team captain. His reflexes were off the charts too. He nearly killed Hoshina in their first encounter. But of course, Mina came in clutch and finished the job. If you compare him to number 4, you get two very different beasts. Kaiju number 4 was all about speed, flight, and emotional trauma. It hit fast and carried ghosts. Number 10 on the other hand was pure aggression and brute force, like a living wrecking ball with anger issues. Next up is Kaiju number 1. It had the power to predict its enemy's next move, and that makes you wonder, how did it even lose? This was the first kaiju to ever get an official ID number, and for good reason. It was also called the Future Sight Kaiju. Every other kaiju was trying to evolve. Number 1 had already finished the game and was speedrunning your death. Compared to Kaiju number 10, who had a personality so loud it survived death, number 1 had abilities so powerful they rewrote the rules of combat. Number 10 relied on brute force and ego. Number 1 was all surgical precision and foresight. 10 would charge in swinging, but number 1 already knew where you would dodge and where to hit next. Back when it was alive, dodging its attacks was basically impossible because it could literally see what you were going to do before you even did it. Its retina let it look through you, like past the muscles and bones, straight to your weak spots, and that insane vision gave it a kind of precognition. After it died and got turned into a numbers weapon, that ability didn't go away. Now it's become a Sharingan for Gen Narumi. He can see a few steps ahead in every fight. Next up is Kaiju number 15. Most kaiju go for the body. This one went straight for the mind, and it almost worked. Kaiju number 15 was another one of number 9's twisted science projects. And this one had a personal vendetta. With a fortitude level of 9.0, her sole mission was to destroy Kikurushi no Miya. Number 15 was more dangerous than number 1, not because she was stronger, but because she knew how to hurt you, not just beat you. Here's where it gets wild. She was literally built using Isao's memories, which made her a creepy, goth-looking version of Kikoru herself. When she first showed up, she didn't waste any time. Multiple Defense Force members got wiped out in one hit. She could fly, had insane strength, and like all top-tier kaiju, she could regenerate fast. Oh, and she could shapeshift too, turning parts of her body into deadly weapons mid-fight. She pushed Kikoru way past her limits in that battle, forcing her to grow stronger just to survive. That fight wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Next up is Kaiju number 11. It had the powers of a tsunami, the mind of a soldier, and one target in its crosshairs. This kaiju is so strong it almost killed the strongest character in the series. The only reason it didn't is because of plot armor. 11 had a fortitude level of 9.0. It also had enhanced senses, full control over its body, and could even bulk up its limbs to land heavier hits. It also had shape-shifting abilities. What made it more dangerous was the fact that it had the memories of Isao Shinomiya. It knew the moves and abilities of every division captain in the force. And that's why number 9 built this thing in order to kill Gen Narumi. Number 11 used these memories to tank and counter every attack Gen threw at it. On top of that, this kaiju even had hydrokinesis, which meant that Gen Narumi's ability to read electrical impulses in the body of the kaiju was useless. It manipulated the water in its body, and basically made Gen's ability to read the electrical impulses useless. He couldn't predict number 11's movements, and almost died. Number 11 might have the same fortitude level as number 15, but this kaiju is designed to take down the strongest soldier in the force, and it doesn't need to play mind games to deal with his opponents. In fact, if Gen hadn't evolved his abilities during the fight, number 11 would have actually beaten him. Next up is Kaiju number 12. It didn't walk into the battle prepared. It became the perfect weapon while fighting. This could have been the second strongest kaiju of all time, if it survived its first battle. Number 12 was an upgraded version of Kaiju number 10. It was designed to take out Soshiro Hoshina. What made number 12 especially dangerous was its ability to learn and adapt mid-fight. During its battle with Hoshina, it was able to match his sword skills, and then it morphed both its arms into giant blades and broke both of the vice captain's swords. That forced Hoshina to switch to a single sword style, which actually let him slice off one of number 12's hands. But number 12 wasn't done. It took the hit, adapted to Hoshina's new style, and evolved again. This time spawning its own blade and slicing off number 10's suit tail in one clean strike. In the end, Hoshina came up with a brand new technique and pierced number 12's core with the help of number 10's tail, and finally defeated number 12. But here's the thing. Kaiju number 11 relied on brute force and inherited combat data to overwhelm opponents. Number 12 was on a different level. Its strength wasn't just raw power, it was real-time evolution. Number 11 hit hard, but number 12 got smarter with every hit it took, turning every attack into fuel for a stronger counter. Next up is Kaiju number 6. It was more terrifying, dead, than most kaiju were alive. This is basically a walking natural disaster, and a mutant Godzilla wrapped into one. It's so strong, even number 9 is probably afraid of it. We never got to see just how strong this kaiju was, but even after they made a weapon out of it, no one could even use it. The weapon's will basically drained every single one who tried to wear it, until Reno Ichikawa made it work. Barely. When it was alive, Kaiju number 6 had a fortitude level of 9.6, as well as ice powers. Just showing up caused a full-on blizzard. It was nicknamed the King of the Kaiju, and it killed over 200 members of the Kaiju Defense Force before they were able to bring it down. Even in its weaponized form, it constantly emits freezing energy. It's like wearing a walking snowstorm. Number 12 was well-rounded, with close-range destruction, ranged attacks, and battlefield control with its ice blizzards. Next up is Kaiju number 2. It was so powerful, even after its death, its weapon nearly killed number 8. If number 6 was a blizzard, number 2 was a noob. In terms of destructive power, it ranks higher than the rest of the kaiju. Though Kaiju number 6 took 200 plus people to kill, number 2 destroyed most of the city without even giving them a chance to fight back. Also, the fact that number 9 prioritized absorbing number 2 proves even he knew who the real threat was. Kaiju number 2 was known as the Kaiju of Destruction, and it had massive strength, devastating shockwaves, and energy blasts. It was so powerful that even after it was defeated by the defense force, the weapon forged from its body, Number's Weapon 2, was one of the strongest ever made. With his signature move, Sonic Boom, Isao Shinomiya was able to go toe-to-toe with Kaiju number 8, and even broke through Kafka's shell. Isao almost killed number 9 with the same weapon. I mean, so if it's that powerful as a weapon, you can just imagine what it could have been in its prime when it was alive. Unfortunately, it didn't stay with the defense force for long. Kaiju number 9 eventually absorbed it, and that should say something about its power. Out of all the Numbers weapons, number 9 chose to go after Numbers Weapon 2. And apart from the destructive power, there is one more reason why this kaiju might be the most dangerous. Number 9 sacrificed so many of its clones and subordinates just to get its hands on number 2. For some reason, because it didn't want the defense force to have it. Next up is Kaiju number 8. Isao had the strongest Numbers weapon. Kafka still overpowered him. And that wasn't even Kafka's final form. At first he was only able to transform his whole body, but over time he learned to transform individual body parts. Here's the thing, when he lost control and the kaiju inside him took over, he was able to overpower Isao, the guy wielding Numbers Weapon 2, the strongest suit ever made. His real strength came from the kaiju within him. It was later revealed that the kaiju was born from the regret of the samurai warriors from the Mireki era. So yeah, Kafka didn't earn his power, he inherited it from centuries of samurai guilt. Later, Kafka unlocked the true potential of his powers by turning his human heart into a kaiju core. The move not only changed his physical form, but also awakened the spiritual power of those ancient samurai. His kaiju body began mutating, and he started unleashing waveforms that weren't fully human or kaiju. His fortitude level was off the charts, unmeasurable. After this power-up, he became a monster in combat, launching Kaiju number 9 with a single punch and leaping across massive distances like it was nothing. His speed and reflexes also spiked, allowing him to keep up with number 9. Number 8 was strong enough to destroy number Dai Kaijus with a single punch. At the top spot is Kaiju number 9. He killed Isao Shinomiya, took his body and turned the defense force's greatest weapon against them. And that was just the beginning. It took the combined might of Kafka, Kikuru, Mina, and the entire defense force to finally push back against number 9's overwhelming assault. He is easily the most dangerous threat to humanity. It first appeared with a fortitude level of 8.5, nearly killing 2 defense force members, and even standing toe-to-toe with Kafka in kaiju form before slipping away. But what really makes number 9 scary isn't just its raw power. Unlike number 8, it's how it works. It's basically a living virus, constantly evolving, adapting, and fusing with other kaiju and even humans. It could shapeshift, duplicate, and resurrect dead kaiju, make them stronger, and send them right back into battle. It took down Isao, who was the strongest defense force member. In chapters 42 to 54, it duplicated itself into various forms. Some fused with insect kaiju, others attacking Kikuru, Kafka, and even Gen Narumi all at the same time. After fusing with the weapon made from Kaiju number 2, it disappeared to finalize its plan to destroy the world, coming back with an army of new kaiju under its control. So these are the strongest kaiju. But which do you think are the strongest weapons in Kaiju number 8 used to defeat them?